What is up, guys, and welcome back to Thought Cluster. It's your boy Grif.
And Luke.
Back at it again with the white vans. I'm sorry. Let's end it. Kill me. Now, this is episode 13.
Yeah. Dude, I was thinking about this the other night. I was like, dude. At the end of this season, we're going to have an entire day's worth of just collective thoughts.
That's actually insane. I didn't think about that. Well, a little bit probably less.
Yeah.
Well, no, because there's been episodes that are almost 120 minutes.
Well, yeah.
We
maybe
can add them up. We can
maybe
add
a
them
little
up.
over.
We can add them up.
Maybe a little over a day. But
You
it's
gotta
still,
think, though.
Yeah, that's still pretty
Between this
pretty
channel,
fucking impressive.
my channel, there's gotta be over a day's worth of just content. So today, we got some people commenting. One, Zach. He was saying that he really liked the conspiracy stuff, and we really enjoyed getting into this
Yeah, it was
conspiracy
interesting.
stuff. We want to do more of that, but we can't just do that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We gotta widen it up a little bit. And I got some topics, so we'll probably go back to that website and we'll probably explore, because we only got through 2 questions. We got through the death and something like that.
Yeah,
literally
if there's something or what is nothing or
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah.
something like that. And I think we finished both those topics.
Right.
Yeah. So we'll move on for those. But I have a question. I have a question for the ladies out there. You ever get your boobs stuck in a door? No, that's not it. Okay.
Sagging.
This might be the title of the video, because this could take us a minute. I don't know. This could either go... I don't know. Okay, what for you is the limitation on... Okay, you're no longer a trustworthy person. For example, what could I do to you? Not the biggest thing, but the smallest thing that would be nope, you're done. 100% you're done. Now, obviously, if you rape someone, it's yeah, you're done. No, I'm not saying like that.
Okay, you're done.
But but what's your cutoff of if someone were to do something, not to the extreme, but it's just crossing the line enough to where it's you're no longer trustworthy.
Okay, now what are you talking about between a relationship or a friendship or
We'll do it,
or just an overall acquaintance?
We'll do it. Just do a friendship first, and then we can get into if family member and stuff like that.
Okay.
Because if my sister sneezed on me, she's fucking gone, off with her head.
So for friendship, for me, I'd
F is for friends who do stuff together.
No.
U is for Uranus infection. Sorry.
Uranus is a planet.
N is for
Okay.
PewDiePie at the bridge.
No, but anyways, okay.
Are you guys ready? Cool. All right, we go.
What a fucking okay, so anyways. Cut it.
I think that's a wrap.
So for friends, I would be
drinks everywhere.
Okay, so for friends, I would say communication. So say
I'm saying the smallest thing. It just breaks that line of nope, you're no longer trustworthy.
Yeah, communication.
Obviously if I killed you, well, if I stabbed you or something like that, you'd be nope, no, we're not friends. But that's an extreme.
No, I'm talking about communication.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So okay, can I use the other night for example?
Yeah, don't go into too much detail though, because
obviously not. So Griffin had texted me and asked me to come and pick him up or whatever, and so I was like, yeah, sure, whatever.
I locked my key in my car.
Come. Yeah, he locked his key in his car. Totally understandable. That's gonna happen to everybody in the
Not
life.
really.
But anyway, so I went over there and I picked him up.
By the way, shout out to Luke though, because it was 12 at night.
No, it was 10 o'clock.
Okay.
It was 10:30.
It was 1 a.m. and this dude but no matter the time, he drove out there, no questions asked. He wasn't frustrated even the slightest, and he drove out there, picked me up, and we had a good time.
But that's all. Yeah, exactly.
And I genuinely appreciated that.
But that's also something I was gonna talk about is that even though I went out there and did that kind of stuff, I was still expecting an explanation.
Yeah,
you know
and
what I mean?
when I got in the car,
I wasn't just gonna be hey, you know what I mean? I was gonna be oh, what happened? And obviously you said, oh, I like my keys in my car. I was like, oh, okay, all right, that's fine, that's understandable. So I would say communication for that fact. I'd be oh, if somebody's gonna tell me to or ask me to do something or repeatedly ask me for or just expect me to do something without that communication, it's borderline why should I even do it? Why should I even trust you to let me do this? Or why should I even trust you for me to do something like this? Or why should I trust you to do this for me if you're not even going to communicate with me like that? You know what I mean?
So if you'd picked me up, so he picked me up, drove me back to my house, and I got the spare key, and then I went back, and then he drove me back to that car. Mm-hmm. So you did a lot though. And when you got in the car, when I first got in the car when you picked me up, I looked at you, and it was kind of silence for a little bit. I mean, obviously just small talk or whatever. But I said, like, I'm going to tell you what, and I'm not going to go into too much detail of, like, what happened, like, with me that night, just because, like, you know, there's a level of privacy between me and
the viewers.
The one person watching, which may or may not be my mom and Zach. But, you know, I'm sure you guys can respect that. But I get in the car, and I even looked at you, and I said, I'm like, well, you drove all the way out here, I at least owe you a story. So I told him, like, everything that happened.
Right, and, like, if you wouldn't have told me that story...
Would you have been pissed off?
Yeah, I would have genuinely been, like, a little pissed off. But, like, I wouldn't have been to the point where, like, I'm going to cut you off. Like, if that would have been a repeat offense, like, over and over and
but
over again.
Neither one of us really asked for anything.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Like, we're not really like that.
That's why that case was just, like, so special and, like, so...
Yeah.
Me and you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that was just, like,
a good bro moment.
Yeah, exactly. So, no. But, like, if that would have happened, like, over and over and over and over and over again, like, But
I wasn't telling you, like, what was going on.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, if I was like, pick me up, and I'm, like, in the middle of, like, some fucking city, and, like, you're driving out there in the middle of the night constantly, and I'm not telling you what's going on, then, yeah, I could understand that.
Yeah, and that would obviously be like, all right, dude, like, I'd listen.
So that's the smallest thing I could do that would be like, nope, you're done. Well, okay.
But, like, man, I don't know why, but that just fucking pisses me off when people don't tell me shit.
Yeah, I feel you.
And, like, to a certain level. I'm not expecting, like, an entire, like, history book of, like, what just happened. But, like, as long as I know, like, what the situation entailed and what was going on and, like, what happened and led to that moment for me to try and, like, pick you up, yeah, I totally understand that. But, obviously, like, that night, like, all I needed was just, like, I like my keys in my car. They're like, oh, okay, good. I got you, dude. Like, no problem.
I mean, you would have known that anyway, though. Because, like, obviously.
Well,
yeah, I get what you're saying.
But, like, you know what I mean.
So communication is, like, the line for you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's a good answer, though. I haven't really thought about that too much.
Because, like, if you don't have good communication with somebody that you, like, are close with, then what's the point? You know what I mean?
Oh,
I would say biggest thing, you fucking murder my family. No, that would also be borderline.
Trying to think of, like, I think my thing is somewhat with, because I've met people, right? Mm-hmm. Hell, I've even been friends with and had, like, you know, girlfriends who are, you can tell.
No way.
Nah, dude, I'm kidding. Come on, it's for the camera. What are you talking about? I've never touched a woman.
Yeah, dude.
What the fuck are you doing?
Tight, dude.
My mom watches this, dude. No, but I've talked to people that are dishonest, and, like, you can tell, because you can tell people, if you're not stupid, you can tell when someone's lying to you, for the most part.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right? You can tell, because, like, shit just doesn't happen. There's I don't know how to explain it, but there's certain things.
Oh, I can relate to you on a whole nother level.
Because there's certain...
Shit does just not happen like that.
Yeah, because there's certain people where they talk up their lives, and this is super fucking cringy, okay? And I'm going to go... This is cringy about me, though. But I'm going to go into this. Well, maybe I'll wait a minute, because I want to talk about my little topic here. Honesty. I love honesty. Like from Red
Honesty
Links.
on...
Yeah. Okay. God, this is awkward. But I say honesty for me would be, like, I guess the cutoff, but I mean that kind of relates to communication.
Yeah.
Though. But I would say specifically honesty.
If you're, one, not going to communicate, and two, if you are going to communicate and not be honest, then that's like, those go hand in hand, you know what I mean?
And you can tell when someone's lying, so it's kind of easy to depict that, but sometimes you can't depict when someone's lying.
Right.
Sometimes you can't,
Some people
but
are
for the
pretty
most
good at
part,
lying.
yeah, for the most part, I think you can tell. And, like, where we are now, as long as we've been friends, 8 years probably, I can tell when you're lying. And you can, I'm sure, tell when you're lying. Yeah. When I'm lying. Not when you're... I mean, I'm sure you know when you're lying.
Fuck, I just lied.
Shit, what am I going to do? No, but we can tell when one of us is lying, obviously. And I can't remember a time recently or ever where you've lied. Like, where I've been like, that was a little weird. Like, I haven't gotten any of that vibe from you. So I think that's good.
No, I haven't gotten that vibe from you either.
But this is a cringy story about honesty. Because people are... I mean, you're dishonest about some things. And I was such a little shit liar when I was younger, especially because, like, I just wanted to be cool so bad because I was so weird and I wanted to be cool. I don't know.
I don't think I've ever, like, I know people like that. Do you know people that will just, like...
They just lie constantly.
Like, all the time. And, like,
I was
about
that
stupid
kid.
shit. Really?
I would... This is so
well, then
crazy.
you must have been really fucking honest with me because I don't remember you being like that. At all.
Good. No.
But you must have been, like, really comfortable around me then. That makes me feel good.
We're not fucking married, Jesus. But no,
yeah, I know, but still.
This is how dishonest I was, okay? I can't remember, the only one that I can remember, I can't really remember any others, but the only one that I can just, it always replays in my head, and I've talked to this girl, not recently, but, like, in the past 2 years or so, I got something like that. I like how I like seizure out and then my sentences just die off. I do that all the time. But I talked to this girl and I was like 10 probably. I don't know, probably younger than that. But I talked to her and stuff and I was sitting next to her and she was pretty, obviously. And I was talking to her and I didn't know what to say, but I knew that like action stars were cool. And I'm like, I looked at her dead in the eyes. I went, hey. And she goes, what? And I looked at her. I'm like, I fought wolves, you know? That's what I said. So cringy. I said I fought wolves,
you know?
Oh, God. It was so cringy. And she asked me, she's like, where's your scar? And I'm like, didn't get one. And she's like, you definitely have a scar. I'm like, no, didn't get one. And she's like, I don't believe you. And she's like, show me the scar. And I'm like, I don't have a scar. And she's like, then you didn't fight wolves. And that's when that cut off. And then junior year, this girl is just not good luck for me. Because this is going to like, I think not... This is before I got my license. It's bad, isn't it? It's so cringy. I wanted to be cool so bad. And I thought that's what cool was.
Can you imagine the last fucking conversation between you and a girl was just, I fought fucking wolves.
Because I thought that would be cool. I don't know why. In my kid brain, I thought,
oh my God.
If she, because like, that would be kind of cool. If like some kid just came in and was like, yep, I just fought a pack of wolves.
Right, no doubt.
But then again, at the same time, no, not really, because you definitely die. And why are you fighting wolves? Like, there's so many questions. I say this all the time. Maybe a little bit too much. If I could go back in time, I would kick the absolute shit out of my younger self. I would just beat him to death. I would, which would ultimately kill me in this time, but I don't give a shit.
I don't know why that was so funny.
It was so fucking awkward. I replay it Dude, it keeps me up at night. I still think about it. I'm like, why the fuck would you say that? You dumb... But, like, at the time, even when I went home, I'm like, well, fuck her. Even though I was definitely lying. But that wasn't the only conversation I had with her. So this is before I got my license. So I was, I think, freshman, junior year, high school. So not that long ago, because I just graduated. And this was on the bus ride home. And she still lives in my neighborhood, so...
Let's go pay her a visit.
No, I'm good.
He fought wolves.
I didn't. My dog bit me once. But no, my puppy bit me once. No, but she sat across from me, and like, cause you don't have assigned seats, but like everybody kind of has like their own little seat that you just go to, like naturally when you're on the school bus. Fuck you, Becca. She's pulling at the door. I apologize. Well, we need to put her down. We keep forgetting to do that. Mark's on the calendar. But she sat across from me. Sorry, I'm so fucked up. She sat across from me, and like for a week straight, I'm like, I'm gonna ask her out, knowing like this is the girl that I told that I'm gonna fight wolves when I was like 10. And in my head, I'm like, okay, I'll try and be somewhat funny, right? I don't know how the fuck anyone laughs at my shit now because I'm not funny at all. This is how I thought I would do it. Okay, so I'm like, in my head, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna ask her. I'm like, is there a snowball's chance in hell that I could get your number? That's what I was gonna say to her. And in my head, I'm like, yeah, that's good. That's really fucking good. And obviously the bus is loud, so I lean in, and I'm like, hey, is there a snowball's chance in hell I could get your number? And she goes, what? And I'm like, dead in the eyes. It takes me like 15 seconds to register. I'm like, snowballs. I look at her and I go, snowball's chance in hell. Can I get your number? And she goes, I think she said something like she didn't like give out her numbers, like she only did Snapchat. So I ended up talking to her on Snapchat for like 2 days after that, but that I'm like, nope, we're done. I'm just so fucking...
Snowball!
Imagine that. Some fucking...
Okay, now I can relate, but I've never actually done
Snowball!
it. I can relate to that, but I've never actually done it. You know what I mean? Like coming up with like a creative...
That's not
line.
Creative in the slightest.
Yeah,
I heard it from my
is.
mom, and I'm like, that's fucking dope.
That's creative.
Is there a snowball's chance? I wouldn't date me. Wouldn't do it. I'd be like, get the fuck out of here.
I mean,
Go.
it's clever, because obviously a snowball would melt in hell.
Anyway.
I mean, I've had those times.
Yeah, just be honest.
I've had those times.
Just be honest.
Hey, can I get your number? I think you're really pretty. Can I get your number?
Yeah, don't lead with snowball.
Snowball!
I'm so bad when it comes to that. I consider myself a decently confident person. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty comfortable in my own skin. But when push comes to shove, I just can't fucking do anything.
You've not always been like that.
No, we were both kind of... Well, you were way more. Because we made videos in my room, and you were like super confident. I thought you were the coolest dude ever, because you just seemed to know everything about YouTube. And I thought in my head.
Now it's the other way around.
No. Look at my numbers. No, but I thought that you were cool because you would always talk about like because you always knew like this like because you still know like all like tech shit or whatever. And I didn't even really have a computer, but you'd always talk about like YouTube and different stuff like that. I'm like, whoa, that's so cool. And in my head, I like always had a thought like, wow, Luke's a big YouTuber. I'm like, I'm gonna be there one day. But neither one of us are shit.
Yeah,
we're still
honestly.
not shit. But we made this video called Grif or whatever,
Oh
and
my
like
God,
with
that was the
15
best
explanation
thing ever.
points, and it's just Luke being like, yeah, you were talking like you're a big YouTuber or whatever.
It's like, yeah, I'm a YouTuber. You know, Grif's gonna get in the game here real quick, and he goes, yeah, I've seen it.
And I'm like, I've seen his videos, and I'm like, kill it, because that's one of his videos. I don't know, it's just stupid.
Oh
But,
man.
yeah.
Honestly, there's a part of my
making
McDonald's fucking cup.
videos. You're gonna get AIDS. I already have them. Can't get one. You already have.
No, but yeah.
But yeah. So just be honest.
Yeah, and for me,
Please don't do that.
I'm not gonna lie to you. There really hasn't been a time in my life where I've like really like lied to somebody to impress them.
Really? Mm-hmm. Oh my god. I'm trying to think of more, but I can't think of them right now.
Okay, for an example today. This gets into like some pretty heavy shit, but
God.
it'll be really brief and really quick, and there doesn't have to be much topic on
Should I
it.
hold my breath?
Okay, so really quick. No, don't hold your breath because you'll die. Anyway, so today, me and God damn. Okay, so I was in class today and we were making like these model rockets or whatever. And so this guy, I was working at the station with Zach, and we were just, doing all this crazy shit, like getting this thing all fixed up and whatnot. And then this kid comes up behind me and pushes me out of the way, okay, and gets into my spot and starts doing shit, all right, where I was doing it. So I looked at him, I go, hey, I was working there, motherfucker. Like, can I have my spot back? And he goes, I was holding a box cutter because I was cutting, like, the parachute
Boxes?
or whatever, like the little, the parachute that pops out of the model rocket when you're done.
Oh yeah. You're building model rockets, you fucking nerd.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. But anyway, so I was holding a box cutter, and he pushes me out of the way, and so I'm holding this box cutter, and I look at him, and I go, can I have my spot back, motherfucker? And he looks at me, and he goes, I know you're holding a knife, but I'm still stronger than you. I was like, yeah, can I have my spot back, motherfucker? The knife beats strength sometimes, but not all the time.
Why the fuck would he even bring that up?
I don't know. And so I, like, literally just barged my way back in, and he didn't care. And then I talked to him or whatever, and he goes, just because you're white doesn't mean you have privilege. And I was just like, whoa, holy shnikes. And no, just because he goes, because you're white, you have privilege to be where you were. I was just like, no, it's the rules. Like, I was there before you. You pushed me.
Well, it's not really
away.
even rules, it's just common courtesy.
Right, exactly. And so I sat there, and I educated this man on how white privilege doesn't
I took
exist.
that motherfucker to school.
Right. And this guy was just like, you have more privilege than me. And I was like, explain to me, what privilege do I have?
Do you think
that
male, what is it? I think Crowder did a
White
segment on
privilege?
this. Yeah, do you think white male privilege objectively exists?
No.
I don't think it does either. I
Because
would
he
disagree.
literally goes, you have more privilege than me. And I said, okay, what do I have that you don't? He goes, probably a nice home. And I was just like, okay, that's not my fault. That's not my privilege. I don't get that because I'm a white male. I get that because my family was successful. And he goes, oh, well...
Well, and neither one of us are, like, come from wealthy families.
Right, exactly. And so I told him, I was like, okay, well, when I go home, I go home, I eat a snack, and I play video games, and I go to bed, and I probably do my homework before I go to bed.
I will say this, you and me, I don't know what your perspective is, but as far as, like, my life goes, like, okay, so where me and you are basically on, like, the chain of life is we are middle, lower class.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we are lower class, you know what I'm saying, of the middle. Like,
Right.
We're not in poverty or
We're on
anything like that,
we're on the lower spectrum of the middle class.
and in the spectrum of being retarded. But I consider myself, even though I don't have a big house of that, for me personally, it doesn't really bother me because I'm more minimalist
Exactly.
anyway. So
yeah, it
that
doesn't
really
bother me where I live.
But I am fucking blessed as hell though, and like I feel a lot of privilege because I am able to make videos and I am able to have the skills that I have to make a little bit of money and stuff like that. And
Right.
that kind of stuff.
But
so
like, he was trying to explain
but
to
to
me
say that
like,
that's just afforded to me because I'm white is just objectively
right, exactly.
wrong.
And he goes, well, have you ever had I was just like, well, yeah, I probably go home and I, eat and I play video games or whatever. And I was like, what do you do when you go home? And he goes, I go home and I try and survive. And I was just like, like how? Like what's going on at home?
fought
Like
wolves.
do you need yeah, I fought wolves, bitch.
And we're not trying to bring light of people that are like coming from struggle situations.
Right,
Because I do
exactly.
understand that. But if you're in Noblesville, for the most part, you're doing all right.
Right, but well, this was inner city.
That's true.
Because it's a jail.
Inner city's a lot
And so
rougher.
I asked him. I wasn't gonna like completely shut him down, being like, "Oh, well, that pussy shit." You know what I mean? You don't have to survive. So I was
Light
like,
of
"Okay,
smoke.
well then." I was just like, well, "Okay, well then, what's going on at home? Like, why do you have to survive? Why do you feel the need that you need to survive?"
You didn't just take him to school. You took him to school in the counselor's office.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, "Well, why do you?"
You bust out the glasses.
What's
Talk
going
to
on?
me.
And he goes, "Well, there's people out there trying to kill me and all that kind of stuff." And I was like, "Well, what do you do? Like, what? It's what you do."
Motherfucker John Wick.
Exactly. And so he goes, "Well, I sell drugs and all kind of stuff." I was like, "Well, that's probably why you're like about to get killed, is because people don't. There's competitors in that game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's illegal.
You should
number
tell
one.
him, like, I'm in the YouTube gang. You know, it's competitive.
And so he
lot of
just
people.
like I had to educate this guy on how white privilege doesn't exist and how me.
I
and
will say
him-
socially, there is a divide, though.
Yeah, on the social level, and especially with like economics and things like that, there is definitely a thing, quote unquote privilege, as in blessings. I would say that instead of privileges.
But there's nothing that's afforded to me. Because, like, there's
Because
nothing
of-
that I can do that he can't
right,
because
exactly.
of our color.
Exactly, and I said if you live in a bad place or you need help or something like that is happening to you, you could definitely do something about it. You could definitely say, "Hey, listen, like I'm not comfortable where I'm at right now, and I feel like I need help."
There's successful people today that grew up in shitty areas, like in ghettos and stuff like that, and they've grown past it and they've, become successful and stuff like
Right,
that.
exactly. So it just doesn't make any sense to me why he's sitting here telling me that he has less privilege than I do. One, he's older than me. Two, he's...
Are you taller than him?
No.
Damn.
Yeah, I know.
That's not it.
And he's sitting here telling me that I have more privilege than I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? It was just some weird stuff. But, hey, at least I got to be smart about it and educate somebody. But I've never lied to anybody. Like, I've always been truthful. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I've never been the type to lie.
I have.
And, like, whenever I'm, like...
I don't think I lie now. I don't
Whenever
think
I'm
there's
around
anything I've
somebody,
lied
yeah, you definitely don't lie now because you have a reason to.
now. Yeah.
That sounded rude.
Because
but
I don't have a reason to.
Yeah, that you don't have a reason to because
Well, and my whole thing is, like,
you're a cool guy.
I was...
I mean,
No, but I was thinking, because I think in my earlier videos, I tried, you can tell there's a difference between then and now. And now it's like, Raccoon Rant. Now there's like a difference because, and maybe it's not clear to everybody, but it's clear to me. One, I've gotten more comfortable on camera, but two, I would act a certain way on my older videos and like being like more like, hey, what's up, guys? And trying to be happy and stuff like that. And then I like started like digging into more of like what makes me actually happy and stuff like that. And being happy 24% of the time, 24/7 a day. 24 hours.
24% of the time.
24%. Being happy all the fucking time, it's not healthy. And me trying to put on the persona of like being happy all the time fucking pisses me off. You know what I'm saying? Like there's videos where I'm a little bit more laid back now and I can be myself on camera.
For
But
me, I can be
I don't have
happy.
any
I can
reason
act
why.
like I'm happy all the time.
That's not okay. That scares me.
Yeah, and it's not a good thing. I realize that, but it's how I've learned to cope with things, like a lot. So like, whenever like somebody makes fun of me or something like that, like, okay, so this for example, so I was in jail or whatever, and so
Jail.
me and Zach were talking about something or whatever, and then he left to go to the bathroom, and so I was sitting there, and they were talking about like height or whatever like that, and I was just like, yeah, it sucks, or I was like, or they were like talking about like, if I was 6 foot, I'd be this or that, or I'll be that, and they were like 5'11" or something like that, like really, really close. And I was just like, yeah, me over here, 5'8", push it in, and all that kind of stuff. Like I was just making fun of myself. Like instead of somebody making fun of me, I was making fun of
That's a
myself.
little different though.
But they were like, well, why are you making fun of yourself and all that kind of stuff? Because then nobody else can. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'm always like,
Well, funny thing, comedy, at least like in my experience with comedy, I don't really have a dark life necessarily, but like we all have dark days. But like comedy for me, and I'm sure other people, comes from a dark place. Mm-hmm. A lot of like, and I think that's why
no, yeah, it definitely goes from dark places for me too.
Yeah, and I could feel that, but
Me and Zach were pointing guns at each other today in the break room. We're just going or whatever that. And Mr. Rice looks over and he goes, "Hey, Noblesville." Cut that.
But I mean, don't get me wrong. There's times where I don't want to film videos, and like there's times where even in our last few podcasts, like there's been time where I'm like, I really don't want to talk. Well, the one that I did by myself, that was a nice chill one. And I was having a bad day that day. I really fucking was. And I did not want to film, especially alone. Fuck you.
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. But like, you know, you put it on and you're just like, okay, I got to do this. You know what I'm saying? Because I want this to be my job, so we got to do it, whatever. Let's lighten it up a bit because fuck being serious. It's gay.
Honestly,
get it out of here.
Okay. God damn, we
okay.
fucking peaked
This, I woke up last night. Well, I didn't wake up. I was awake at 4 a.m., okay? Eating ass. No, I was awake. Sorry, my nose itches. I was laying in my bed. And I think I was watching a movie. I was going to watch Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, but I'll get into that here in a minute.
I wanted to watch that.
Shut up.
Yeah,
I followed it from the meme, because I'm like, oh, I want to see that.
with the guy running?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to watch it.
Whatever.
Johnson.
Dwayne Johnson. But I was laying there, and I was thinking to myself, so something can be so close that you can't see it, right? You can have stuff like on your contact lens. Hell, there's even like a serial number on my contact lens that you can't see, because it's fucking close to me.
Right.
I can't see it's there. And something can be so far away that you can't see it. And also something can be so small that you can't see it. My question is it possible for something to be so big that you can't see it? So here's my like way to process this if you can't like figure that out. So I'm thinking like, okay, so you're floating above the earth, right? You're standing like on the earth, but like you're floating above it. So you're in space technically. Forget physics and shit like that. Who gives a shit? You're just standing there, and you're looking out, and obviously you're just seeing the darkness of space, and the sun is, I guess, you could say it's to your left or right, whatever. It doesn't matter. It's not in front of you, though. Looking out there, it's just space, right? And maybe you can see some stars and stuff like that. Is it possible that there could be a giant fucking planet right there? You know what I'm saying? Just maybe two light years away, or maybe just like, hell, even a couple 100,000 feet away, right? But you can't see it because it's so massive. Now, obviously, humans have never built anything so massive that you can't see it. But I'm saying like something interstellar.
Yeah, and that's like a really cool thing to think about because like in Star Wars, bringing it back to the old Star Wars, in the first Star Wars that ever came out, then A New Hope or whatever, it starts off with like stars or whatever. You can see stars, and then it slowly fades into like the lights of like the Star Destroyer.
I think they're playing with that concept.
Right, and like
that's like, more distance based though. I think
it was right above you. It goes right above the camera. And like you can't see it until like the lights dim out or whatever come into view, and then you see the other ship like right below it going.
So that has to be it.
Right. So like something can be. I agree. Yeah, something can be massive.
Well, and if you even think about it, you can't see the Milky Way necessarily. You can't see its entirety. Like obviously, if something's so big, like let's say you're standing like just face to face with the Pyramid of Giza or whatever. It's Pyramid of Giza. Obviously, something your peripherals can't pick up. Because if you're like looking this close, like even if I look this close at this, well, I can still see it. But if you're looking so close at a wall, you can't see the entirety of the wall. But that's being so close that you can't see it. You know what I'm saying? So you can't see its entirety, and that's perspective. But I'm saying looking out at something and not being able to tell that there's fucking anything there. I definitely... Because if something can be so small, so close, and so far away that you can't see it, there has to be a thing between something being so big and you can't see it. This is what I think about it late at night. That's what keeps me awake.
Yeah, I think there's something that... I just don't think we've come across it yet in real life.
Another cool thing. This is what I was thinking about. So you know how light years and stuff like that is actually a measurement of distance, not time? So, Luke Medlin, when were you born?
August 8th, 2001.
Okay. So I think Earth travels, because obviously we're not just spinning around the sun or spinning in place, orbit and rotation, and fuck you. We're also, the entire galaxy is like flying through space. Like I think it's like 1,300 years we travel 1 light year, that's fast. That's a lot. I'm losing it.
Technically not our entire solar system is moving. It's the sun that's moving.
No, we're all moving.
Well, I mean,
like the entire Milky Way is fucking shooting through space.
But we're all within the sun's gravitational pull.
You know what I mean?
It's the sun.
It's not just the sun, because the entire galaxy is moving around us.
But the sun is what's pulling us with it.
Well, and our entire galaxy. Because the entirety of the galaxy is moving. The Milky Way is traveling through space
the sun is
every 13,000 years.
Holds the Milky Way together.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
What?
Yeah.
What fucking planet are you from?
Did you not know that?
I'm going to kill you. No, it doesn't. We're not even in... You think we're the center of the universe?
No, the sun is what keeps the Milky Way, our galaxy, together.
I disagree. But anyway.
How?
Because that's not true.
Okay, well then what else is there?
What?
Like what? How
The
else
sun is
would
not
you...
the biggest star in our galaxy. You know that,
I
right?
know that. No.
That's not
okay.
what...
Well, first you need
we're
to
just
know...
a solar system in an entire galaxy. We have nothing to do with that. The sun is just a part of the galaxy.
Oh, you're talking about the entire Milky Way?
Yes.
Oh.
The sun is, yes, technically pulling us with it, but it's also...
I thought you were talking about just our galaxy.
No.
Or our,
I am talking about our galaxy.
Well, our...
Solar system?
Yeah, solar system.
Our solar system is just one of billions in this fucking
in the Milky
universe.
Way.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
So I'm saying the universe...
But then the Milky Way is one of billions and trillions of galaxies in the universe.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes more sense. Sorry, I was getting my vocabulary messed up there.
I thought you were autistic.
No, I wasn't. Okay, sorry, I was getting my vocabulary messed up.
So
all right, I get what you're saying.
Every 1,300 years, we're traveling through space 1 light year.
Okay.
Earth is, and obviously everything around us for the most part. Well, because there's difference,
Right.
probably not. But Earth is. So that amount. Every 13,000 years, every 1,300 years, the Earth moves 1 light year. Okay, along with other things. So when were you born?
2001.
2001. Okay, so that was how many years ago?
18
years ago? Well, yeah, you're not 18, though. Dumbass. But so not only were you born 17, 18 years ago, you were also born several 100,000 feet away. Or however.
Yeah, you're right.
You know what I'm saying? Several billions of feet away and stuff like that. Because I don't know how big a light year is, but obviously
it's really fucking big.
Yeah, but it's 13,000 years to travel 1 light year. So you were born a long time away.
Well, that and
right?
Since I was born in August, and right now it is a different month, that means that the Earth is at a certain place in the solar system that is obviously different from where I was born. Mm-hmm. It's like so where I'm at...
Well, not even that. You're in a different place in the universe.
Right,
we're traveling.
I know.
That's what I'm saying. Isn't that crazy?
As long as I'm a certain distance away from where I was born when I was born in the solar system, but I'm also a certain distance away from where I was born, like as in
and probably
the rotation around the sun. You know what I mean?
Isn't that crazy?
I will only be in the exact same spot that I was born in our solar system in August. At once.
Because we were only, when we started this conversation, when we started this podcast, we were thousands of feet away. Mm-hmm. Isn't that crazy?
That's insane to think about.
So not only were you born 18 years ago, you were born 18 years away. That's fucking crazy. I don't know. These are the things that I think about. God damn.
Yeah, because years can now be distance.
Isn't that crazy? Well, I'm saying like travel distance.
Right.
But I thought that was insane.
Technically, it can be used as distance. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you just said, 18 years away.
Well, yeah, because we're going to drive down to New Mexico. It's 18 hours away.
Yeah.
So that makes sense. Yeah, I feel you.
That's pretty interesting to think about.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes I think how old guys like to whittle, and if I start now with just a whittle, a little more whittling skills will home before I get old and home number. I always say on. This is also something I thought about, and this will be my last little thoughts of just things that I randomly fucking think about. I was in the shower, right? And I thought I saw a spider because I didn't have my contact lenses.
Cold one or hot one?
Medium. I'm trying not to take too many cold showers because you gotta be clean. I like how you put your drink 50 meters away. But I was in the shower, right? Dick out.
I think Zach actually told me about this.
What?
The spider incident?
No, no one knows about this. This happened this morning.
Oh.
This is a total thought. I was thinking to myself, so you know how the majority of the population, when you see a spider, it freaks you out. And some spiders can kill you with a single bite, right? Like brown recluse and probably a black widow. Well, black widow would definitely kill you. Maybe. You can probably get treatment for that.
I think so.
But it's...
if you can survive a snake bite from like a venomous steak.
I know black widows are really fucking venomous, though. And brown recluse just literally fucking melt you away. So very deadly. Some. Not all. But putting all like that aside is... Humans are still freaked out by spiders, right? So I was thinking, I'm like, isn't it... This is stupid and kind of pointless to think about, but it's kind of interesting to me that a spider's relationship to a human is the same relationship between David and Goliath. Isn't it kind of?
Mm-hmm. Because David
he eventually kills Goliath.
Right.
Yeah. And Goliath, although we're bigger, and technically we should be able to just kill it with one squash, people still die from it.
Right.
And we're still running in fear from them.
And that's basically like how snakes are too, because they're like small.
But I'm saying like a spider's just so small and insignificant, yet it can bring down an entire human easily. And not only that, it doesn't even have to bring down the human. It can drive a human into complete fear to run, scream, and just freak the fuck out. Isn't that insane?
That's so weird, yeah.
This is kind of weird little thing.
That tiny little itty bitty things like that can just
drive you fucking crazy. I just thought that was interesting.
That is pretty interesting.
I like how that's my main commentary. No, I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting.
Do you got anything that you want to... That means fuck you in Italian, I'm pretty sure, so sorry. Another thing. It's like
Italian.
Yeah, I think. It's like slang, I don't know. Or jargon. I don't know, it's like an action thing. Fuck off. Okay, and then I also thought about... This will be my last thing, I swear. Okay, I also thought about this. Okay. Okay, so you've seen Phineas and Ferb, I'm sure you guys have too. Phineas and Ferb, you've seen it, and you know that they're throwing that clip around.
104 days of summer vacation, and school comes along just to end it.
End it. End it.
Yeah, cut it.
What? Jesus!
Jesus!
But I'm going to talk about a different song, because so people keep posting this video around, and it's like the Ain't Got Rhythm dude, and every time he says rhythm, it like fucks up a little bit more. Mm-hmm. I thought about this. How fucking sad is his life?
I Ain't Got Rhythm?
Yeah, the Ain't Got Rhythm guy. Because that whole time he was thinking, however many years, decades, that he was in that library thinking, like, I don't have rhythm. Yet he had rhythm the whole time.
And he was damn good at it, too.
Yeah. But he always thought that he was fucking useless. I think that's, like, a hidden message in the show.
I mean, to me, like, I think every human has a capability of, like, determining a rhythm and, like, a pattern.
Some people are tone deaf.
Yeah, but to a certain extent. You know what I mean?
I mean, have you ever heard someone who just cannot keep a beat?
Well, not necessarily a beat, but also a pattern.
Well, yeah, I think for example, facial recognition, humans are really good at just picking faces out of weird places. Like, That's why you see faces in like, walls and bushes.
To a certain extent, I think it's physically impossible for a human to not be able to do that kind of thing. Like, to either pick out a certain...
Unless of a certain disability.
Right, exactly. Unless of a certain disability. But in that case, obviously, he did have rhythm, and he was really good at it. Mm-hmm. But thinking for... I mean, obviously, in that span of time that he's done that, I mean, he obviously had to have listened to some music at some point. He must have heard it somewhere. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
And the fact that entire time he thought, like, I'm done, I can't do music anymore, I don't have the rhythm, I'm not as good as I used to be, yet he still had that talent, but he was just hiding that library. Isn't that fucking sad? I was thinking about that, I'm like, fuck this episode.
Yeah, and that's like a lot of people that sing, too. It's like some people actually have, like, genuinely good voices.
I don't think I can sing.
Yeah, you can.
And everybody tells me I can, but I still don't hear it. There has been 2 times in my life where I've thought I could, like, I've heard myself as I guess other people hear me. And one was, I was at I don't even think she was my girlfriend at the time. And I was peeing without her. And I walk out of the bathroom and she was playing on a speaker a cover that I did. It was like Justin Bieber's, I don't know what it was called. I forget what it was called. But it was a cover that I did, and it's a god-awful cover. Please don't watch it. I'm going to kill myself. But I walk out and I'm like, hey, this actually sounds pretty good. And then I immediately, like, after just a little second span, realized that it was me, and it instantly got bad. And then there was one other time, but I forget what it was. I just remember there was one time where I thought that, it was a certain cover that I did on my Instagram, and I can still hear it now, and I hear that it's decent. But, like, I only knew, so that just shows that I'm my worst critic, because it just sounds fucking terrible to me. Any other time it's just terrible to me.
That's weird to think about.
Mm-hmm. I wish I could hear what other people hear.
Right. And
I don't even think I'm funny.
Well, there's like some things that people tell me that like, oh, you're really good at this, or like, oh, you're really good at that.
And
like for me,
whatever. All right, moving on.
But like for me, like whenever somebody tells me something that I'm good at, I always embrace it like a lot. So like, if somebody tells me like,
I'm gonna tell you something really fucked up that you're good at.
What?
I don't know. Luke, you're really good at shoving cans up your ass. You just pursue it. God, you peek the mic.
Sorry.
It would be okay if you clap, like maybe back here just lightly, but you go.
I still peeked it. Okay, anyways. But like I embrace it like a lot, and that's what boosts my self-confidence. So you should try that sometime. If somebody tells you, wow, you're like really good at singing or something like that, be like,
why do you think I post
hell yeah!
I'm singing.
Use it for your confidence.
I am singing. That's
yeah.
Look, this is not Griffin's.
Hey, just believe in you.
This is not Griffin's therapy.
Believe in you.
I'm gonna kill myself.
Because I've already gone over this with myself.
I'm confident in myself.
Well, then don't.
I still don't think I can sing. But
well,
I don't
then get over that.
I don't hear myself being able to sing, but I've accepted the fact now that I can sing. Do you understand? But when I hear myself sing, or when I hear a recording or whatever, I don't hear a good voice. I hear...
Well, then don't. Just don't hear
I know,
it.
but you can't.
Hear it like it's somebody else.
You can't.
Yeah, you can.
Because I know it's me. Believe me, I've spent time with this.
Maybe you're right. Because I've never recorded myself or done any of that kind of stuff.
And I used to hate the sound of I like the way my voice sounds like singing and stuff like that better now than I did back then because I've heard it several times in recording.
That and your voice changes.
And I used to hate the sound of my voice just talking. I hated it. I thought it was so fucking annoying. But now that I've heard it in a fucking 100 videos, like now it's like, oh, I like the way I look and I like the way that I sound.
And that's how I do it with these videos.
That's why I think everybody should make videos.
Yeah.
And that's why I think that Trump should be president. This episode fucking sucks.
Jesus Christ.
Oh god, this episode's fucking terrible.
Bring us into some conspiracy.
Oh, you want to do conspiracy stuff? All right. By the way, if you keep speaking in the microphone, I'm gonna break my dick off in your ass.
I'm gonna keep speaking in them.
Eventually, we will get it to a point where we'll both have nice little microphones, but we're both poor. Actually, we may be able to put that into effect here in the next couple months or so.
What?
Like, if I can figure out how to, like, get the mixers and shit like that, we can each have a microphone.
And do it, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Fuck you.
I'm bringing it over here.
Edward, can you talk while I figure this out? I forget what the website it was.
Almost talked into the mic again.
Why don't we talk about appearance not mattering? Actually, fuck that. No.
No,
fuck that.
no.
That's such an overdone conversation.
No.
What do you think of Kim K's 73 question thing on H3? Did you watch that?
Mm-mm.
Never mind, you talk about it.
You know I don't watch that. I don't know why, but that kind of stuff just doesn't interest me.
Well, it was H3. He talked about it.
No.
And I saw her video.
Oh, well, okay.
Basically, I think it was Vox.
Well, then no, I just haven't watched it.
Was it Vox? I don't know who it was. But they went, I don't know who it was. I think it was Vogue, maybe. But they went in and they asked Kim Kardashian 73 questions and stuff like that. And H3 basically just makes fun of the video because it's all scripted and terrible. And one of the things that she said in the video, because the guy asked her, he's like, is there anything that you would, like, wish that people would stop doing? And she's like, her response was, I wish they would stop, like, paying attention to my ass. And for me, and H3 even freaked out about it too. He's like, what the fuck? He's like, then stop putting shit in there. He's like, stop making it look so good.
Stop putting shit in there. Like shoving rocks and like fucking mulch in there.
I can sympathize with her, not like as far as like experience wise, but I get what she's trying to say. Like, I wish that people would see me more. Because, I mean, she is a successful businesswoman. Her net worth, she's a billionaire.
Well, okay, I can relate to that.
So you don't just get to be a billionaire for just having an ass. You know what I'm saying?
Right, I can get to that.
She has brains, and I think that she wants people to see that. But at the same time, you look really good.
In my opinion, she doesn't.
Really? Mm-hmm. I think she's a beautiful woman.
Well, yeah, she's beautiful, but, like, I wouldn't.
Well, you can't. Kanye would fucking kill you.
Yeah, you're right. No, but for me...
He can kill you with words.
I can see that appearance doesn't matter. I've had that happen to me before. So, like, I was at this winter formal or whatever.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I said appearance matters.
Appearance does matter?
Yeah. When people say, like, oh, it's not all about appearance, I think it's not all about appearance. I agree with that. But I don't think that you can totally rule out appearance. Because think of even Twitter, or when you just... Okay, put yourself in a scene. I don't care how old you are. You're in a bar. Either you're getting beer or a juice box. Don't give a fuck. And you see a pretty girl. Oh, what was that? You saw a pretty girl. That's why you're approaching her. You're not approaching her because you're like, And there's nothing wrong with that. If you see someone that's not
always the case.
If you see someone that is not, I know it's not always the case, but traditionally, if you see someone that's attractive, maybe not to everyone, just like I'm attracted to Kim K, you're not. I'm attracted to that one girl who played Padme, and you're not.
No, I like Natalie Portman. She's
but
hot.
you don't think she's as hot as Carrie Fisher. I think Natalie Portman is hotter than Carrie Fisher. We had this like huge discussion. Almost lost a friendship over it. But I think Natalie Portman is way more attractive than Carrie Fisher.
Yeah, and we're equal to our...
Yeah, and we're totally different on that. But if I see a pretty girl, I'm going to go up to her because I'm attracted to her appearance. And then, if she has a good personality, it backs that, and then boom, babies.
Babies.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but for me, I don't know. Like, I was at that...
Luke will take anything.
I was at, like, that winter formal or whatever, and, like, halfway... So, like, the first half of that entire dance, I was, like, super dead set on, like, looking good. Mm-hmm. All right? I was like, yeah, man, I'm all dressed up. Like, I've got this fucking tie on. I look dope as fuck. Like, I'm...
What kind of tie?
I was like...
Clip-on?
No, it was actually a genuine tie, but it was, like, purple, and it, like, looked really nice because I had a purple shirt on. Ooh. I look good. Anyways... So, the first half of it, I was looking good, all right? And that was my main goal, was to just look good.
Mango.
And to dance okay. All right, that was my main goal.
Yeah, Luke can fuck it up on the dance floor.
Yeah, honestly. But that all changed halfway through it when I had that like one of those out of your body moments where you're where you just like everything stops, you just like go out of your body and you just like are looking at yourself from like a third person.
And you're like, God, I look fucking stupid.
You're like, God, man, this guy looks retarded. No, but I like looked at myself and everybody around me and like everything stopped. And in my mind, all I could think about was like, yeah, I know, those are really weird. Like, I like stood still. I stood still and everybody was like dancing. And I just like stood still for a second. And then, yeah, it was like that. Like everybody was just dancing around me and they were like going to slow motion. And all I could think about was just like, I literally, I know nobody here. Like I know nobody here. I probably won't get to know anybody here. So why don't I just like fuck it up, and then everything went back.
And that's how Luke ended up in prison.
Yeah, and that's how I ended up in prison. No, but like I just like, I went on it that night. Okay, I was just on it, and like.
But you're not helping. You're not fighting my case though.
I am though, because listen to this.
That's a good thing because you probably looked good because you were just like fuck it.
Right, and exactly.
So that's bonus points for your appearance. That's not making you look bad.
That's not appearance.
Yes, it is. It's your presentation.
It's my personality.
No, you dancing out there on the dance floor, that's showing confidence.
I like that.
That makes you look...
You dancing out there on the
because you're going to look...
floor?
So if you did a parallel universe and you put you just sitting on a bench just all like moping around or whatever and be like, oh, I'm never going to get a dance. And then this fucking thing out there on the dance floor just getting it and just living his best life, that one's going to win. You're going to look way more attractive.
But the thing is it's not my appearance, it's not my face, it's not my body. It's my confidence. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? That's a part of my personality. Mm-hmm. If something in my mind switches on and it's just like, dude,
if you're saying that's personality, then that has nothing to do with appearance.
Yeah, exactly. Which I'm saying that in that
I'm
moment,
confused on your side here.
My appearance didn't matter though, because it was my confidence that took over. Like at that point, I didn't care what people thought of me because of how I looked or how I danced. I just was there to fucking dance. Okay, I was there to have a good time. Mm-hmm. I didn't care at that point who saw on me and was just like, man, that guy's like fucking weird as shit, or man, that guy's cool, or something like that. It was all about my confidence.
Maybe I'm missing something, or you are. Because I get what you're saying, 100%. I totally understand that. But I'm saying like as far as like an attractive thing.
Right. Some people can find like confidence attractive.
A girl does not need to wear makeup.
Right. I agree.
You don't. No one needs to wear makeup.
Agree.
Okay. Everybody's beautiful with or without makeup. Okay. God damn it. Relax. Okay.
And guys have gone.
That's not what I'm saying.
So many years without makeup, so.
Well, I mean, now we're getting into it.
Are we really?
Not me and you, but there are guys out there like with James Charles.
Yeah, he's an exception. He's an outcast.
He's an outcast. Don't say that.
He thinks he's a girl.
Okay, whatever. I don't think he thinks he's a girl.
Then why would you wear makeup like that?
Because he's gay and he's just doing his thing.
Oh.
Are you against him wearing makeup?
No, I guess I just didn't understand the situation completely. Because I always thought he thought of himself as a girl. That's why
he's definitely more feminine.
Well, yeah, of course.
Because he's gay.
But that's why I thought that he acted like, or that's why.
Freddie Mercury, sucking dick,
like dick in his ass every fucking episode.
But no, to say that appearance means absolutely nothing.
No, it definitely does mean something.
Yeah.
But in that moment, like I can relate to appearance not mattering.
I'm saying more of like an attractive thing, like male on male, or female on female, or male on female, or female on dog, or male on dog on female on rhino.
There was no male to male, or female to male, or male.
But I'm saying to totally rule out
all confidence.
To let yourself get morbidly obese or something like that, and to not like shower and to not like dress accordingly. Like me, I have no fucking fashion sense. I look like shit all the time.
Right, you said that in your sweatshirt video.
But then again, I shower. I brush my teeth. I don't really do my hair because I don't really need to. It just kind of does its own thing. And I make myself look presentable when I get on camera or when I go out and do shit. Now, obviously, sometimes I look retarded on camera, but that's for the meme of it. Okay. So I don't think that you should take care of yourselves.
No, yeah, I agree.
But there's some people who are like, oh, well, appearance doesn't matter. You should just love me how I am. We will love you how you are, obviously. Meaning without makeup and stuff like that. And, you don't have to have expensive things and diamond rings and shit like that.
But you have to at least take care of
yourself. Because it's good for you.
Yeah.
If you don't really give a shit what other people think, it doesn't matter. Trim your fingernails. Wax your mustache. I need a shave, by the way. I'm looking dusty. But no, that's what I'm saying there. right, let's get into a little bit more of a lighter
Yeah,
topic.
give us a conspiracy.
Well, it's a
Conspiracy theory.
If you clap one more time, I'm gonna clap your ass.
Look.
I don't care. It bothers me. I don't know why clapping just pisses me off. Only when you do it, though.
I'm not peeking.
Amy Schumer could like be telling jokes right now, and I would appreciate that more than you.
You don't
clapping.
mean that.
I don't. I fucking hate Amy Schumer.
She's a pig.
But like my whole thing was like the appearance thing. That was drawn from like that one girl who was like morbidly obese and a model.
Yeah, I don't
and like
like
telling
that.
people like no one should be anorexic and no one should be morbidly obese. You're not anorexic.
Yeah, you're right.
You're healthy. You're a healthy person.
Yeah, I'm healthy.
You take care of yourself.
Underweight.
But that's more medical. It's fine. You get a big dick.
But if you're like morbidly, I mean, I ain't arguing. If you're like morbidly obese and you can do something about it, you should be doing something about it.
I refuse to believe, and this goes for people that are like. Are you gonna sneeze?
Thought I was.
There's people that are anorexic that are like, oh, I'm fine, and there are people that are morbidly obese. So it goes both ways. I totally disbelieve, and I will never, ever accept the fact that you can be morbidly obese or anorexic and be happy. You can't. Just like I don't think that you can act happy all the time and be 100%
Or if they do think
happy.
that they're happy, then they're just like, they don't know what happiness is. Because if you
they
think
don't,
that,
though.
yeah,
I think it's a mental illness.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think that
like
they're
if you think that you're
cannot
happy
be
in a certain place and like you're not,
I'm not saying you work out every day and be like Dwayne Johnson, because just working out, okay, for me it's kind of fun. But for the majority of people, they're always like, I just want to stay inside and eat Netflix. But I will say this. Some people, I think, this is a conspiracy in its own. I think that some people are letting themselves be lazy for the meme of it. Okay, now hear me out. Because I was laying in bed and I was watching like a Netflix special or whatever, maybe Kevin Hart, something like that. And I was like, I'm going to go work out. And I'm like, and then like just for the split second, because I was feeling useless. I'm like, no, I won't work out. I'm like, because like I don't know why, this is dumb, but I'm like, I want to be able to tell people like, I was just on Netflix all day and I'm lazy or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because if you just say you're lazy, then you don't really have to show anything off. But like, if I'm like, yeah, I went to the gym, it's like, okay, well, where's the progress? You know, there's like a pressure there.
but it can be to.
Does that make sense? I hope so.
To be completely honest, I would rather hear somebody say, yeah, I woke up this morning, I went and I worked out and I did a bunch of all this other stuff.
Yeah, and I agree
then
with
I'm
you.
still here.
I agree with
Instead of just saying like, oh, I just watch Netflix all day.
And Gabriel
and all that
Iglesias
stuff.
talks about this, kind of, and he's a big dude. Okay, I don't know if you know who that is.
Yeah,
he's a comedian.
fluffy guy.
Yeah, fluffy. He's fluffy. Sorry, he's not big. He's fluffy. But he talks about he's like, I would rather like. He's like, I'd rather like eat all this shit and like live a good life right now and then die or whatever that night, rather than be sore that night and miserable and then die. And that makes sense to me. But at the same time, like, if you're working out, I feel like you're going to enjoy life more. There's more that you can do. Because, like, if you're morbidly obese and obviously you're eating your best food, that's awesome. And it's not like when you're working out and, like, trying to stay healthy, you don't have to cut out everything, right? There's shitty diets that people get on where they're like, oh, I can only eat one leaf every 24 cycles of life, which doesn't make any... You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. I'm hearing where you're coming
I just think that you can find more happiness in being healthy and getting outside. Also, another thing. We're kind of enslaved by our phones and obviously our electronics, stuff like that. And everybody's like, oh, electronics are so bad, we need to get rid of them. And there's people that go off the grid and they're like totally vegan and stuff like that, which, by the way, I kind of side with vegans at this point because, like, I mean, there's so many things that are vegan. Like, maybe I'll try. I don't know. I really like chicken. That's probably not. But everybody is like bitching about how like technology is like taking over and stuff like that. We need to get outside and do stuff. I agree. You should get outside and do stuff. And
Jesus. Have like a good conversation.
But people are obviously saying technology is bad and whatnot. Okay, well, first of all, because of our technology, you're able to live 30 years longer than you would be able to 50 years ago. We got rid of polio because of technology. We can, like, explore that kind of stuff. And not to mention that if you are bitching about your phone and your computer and stuff like that.
Why do you have it?
No, if you're bitching about it, and I mean, yeah, that's one thing. But if you're bitching about it, being like, oh, it's evil and stuff like that, and I shouldn't have it, and I would get those paperwork done, or I would upload a video, but I was fucking around on Instagram too long. Okay, that's totally on you. If you don't get outside and you become a fat ass, okay,
That's your decision.
That's your decision. It is. Your phone's addicted. I'm addicted to my phone. You know what I'm saying? It's like an
isn't
emotional
addicted to their
connection,
phone?
right? But I still get outside. I still go for runs. I still work out. I still take care of myself. I'm not trying to act like I'm the best person ever because I still put stuff off because of Instagram and shit like that.
Right. Like
But-
the other day I was like, I was out or I was on my phone and I would just for some reason had this like urge to go outside. It was just like, yeah, I'll do it. So I took Zane, leashed him up or whatever, and we ran out in the field and we just like ran.
But you're nice and healthy though.
Right.
You're a healthy person. I mean, you're not The Rock, but you're
right.
healthy. I don't know why I use him as an example. But you're a healthy person, so you can get out to do that. But if you're like morbidly obese and you're like, man, I'd love to go for a walk, and like you struggle to get up and you struggle to walk and it hurts because you let yourself get to that situation, it's just progressively getting harder and harder for you to get outside and do that kind of stuff.
That's shitty, bro.
Yeah. I'm not asking everybody to like be a fucking model and shit like that.
But just be healthy. Be the best that you can be.
Yeah. And there's the whole thing of like embrace your flaws and stuff like that, and like, oh well, I was born this way, I can't really change it. Okay, me, I have shaky eyes. Okay, my eyes shake and I can't see very well. That's something that I cannot change for the life of me. I literally cannot get surgery.
And my metabolism is like extremely fast right now at the age that I'm at. No matter what I consume or how I consume it, it burns quickly. I can't gain weight.
You can get LASIK, right?
Yeah, if I needed to.
Yeah, I can't because my eyes shake, and they shake even when I'm sleeping or if I were to like be passed out. My eyes still shake, so I cannot get LASIK. That's something that I will never be able to change about myself. I've accepted that flaw, but then again, everything else works fine. I can still get out and run. My legs still work, and I'm fucking grateful that my legs and hands still work.
But accepting the fact that you can.
But accepting the fact that like, oh,
you're
I'm fat.
Yeah, I'm fat, or I'm too skinny, or something like that. Like that just doesn't work. Like
or I'm bad at math. Like you can improve on that. There's stuff that you can improve on. There's flaws that are improvable, and there's flaws that you just can't. And that's something
that I struggle with because I genuinely am bad at math. And I don't know. I'm not necessarily the type of person to think that I can improve on that. But.
Well, I mean, if it's not something that you want to do, then don't fucking do it.
Right.
And you even, when we sat down for the podcast, you were even talking about how you want to get into more art, but you're fucking terrible at it.
Right.
Well, you're not that bad.
But I can get better at it.
Yeah, that's something that you definitely can improve on. Just like with me. I improved on videos. Mm-hmm. My first video looks like it was filmed on a potato and, I don't know, was fucked
Didn't
3 times.
Didn't you use that exact same phone?
No, I used like an old phone. It was like a 6 or something like that. But I don't know. Just embrace the flaws that you can't change and change the ones that you can.
Yeah, I completely agree. 100%.
Okay, conspiracy time. Does God exist?
Oh.
And they got a nice little picture, too. You guys can't see. You fucking dumb.
I think...
You probably be able to see it, maybe.
I think God does exist.
If you're listening on audio, you can't.
I think God exists. Yeah.
All right. Settled.
All right, next question.
I don't know.
I don't think the Bible would have existed. I don't think the Quran would have existed. I don't think the holy texts would have existed if he wasn't.
What's to say that all those things were just man-made? They weren't just storybooks.
Somebody must have been on some crazy fucking shit to write all that kind of stuff.
Not really. I disagree.
How can somebody sit down and write things from different people's perspective? Different people wrote the Bible. Mm-hmm. You know that, right? Like there were multiple prophets of God that wrote the Bible, so they say that wrote the Bible, and from his word or whatever. Even when he was alive, he had still spoken through other people.
But there's still novels like that today, like Harry Potter's. This girl, I don't like J.K. Rowling. I think she's fucking insane. I just told my parents that they're gay. But she created an entire fucking universe of Harry Potter that influenced people. And there's people that even believe, like that one girl who like believes in Harry Potter that Rhett and Link made a song about. There's people that buy into that stuff. Mm-hmm. Just like Lord of the Rings. I don't fuck with Lord of the Rings or Harry Potter at this point.
Yeah, neither do I.
Like people have created these crazy universes. So I'm not totally disruling, like I'm not going to rule out anybody's religion. We're just fucking around here. We're just having a bit of fun. But to say like, that is the only reason that like it stands. Like, how could someone think of that? I think that's totally unjustified. Yeah. Because I mean, Transformers. Think about that shit. That's fucking insane. A robot fucking car? What?
No,
even fucking what was it?
Holy shit! You just got hyped up.
I think. That's cocaine. Yeah, this hoodie's infused with cocaine. But no, someone said, I don't know what year it was. It was like 1803, I think. And they said, like, we won't be able to have, like, any sort of flying planes until, I think it was, like, 2,000 years from now. Something like that. Something around there. But at that exact time, the Wright brothers were making the first plane. Obviously, they crashed into a barn and died, but still.
Yeah, who knows?
And this fucking thing right here, do you think that 50 million years ago, or, well, humans aren't really that old, but like a couple 100,000 years ago, do you think humans were looking up at the sky and be like, one day we'll get there? I'm sure they were, but they thought that it was fucking impossible, I bet.
Yeah, that's weird, because like during the Renaissance and all that kind of stuff, like they were talking about like,
if there is a God, it's shielded and just buried away because of how creative humans are. You know what I'm saying?
It's a very sensitive topic because, you know, people believe in what they believe in.
And I'm not saying that you shouldn't. If you believe in a God, I think that's beautiful. An afterlife, I think the idea of that is absolutely beautiful. And having that to, like, look forward to even after death, which is a terrible thing, I think that's a beautiful thing, and I think that you should hold on to that with everything that you have. Fuck everything I say. But I'm just saying, as far as, like, us exploring it and just my own, like, beliefs and stuff like that, I mean, I think it's okay to question things.
Yeah, it's definitely a good
Is
argument.
Bigfoot real? Probably not.
Yeah,
but it's cool to think about. This big-ass ape family running around.
I agree.
And could there be a crevice that we just haven't fucking checked that they're there?
Right.
Could be. Could the
Open
Loch
up a
Ness
fucking
Monster
cave.
actually be real?
Hello?
Could the Megalodon have survived in the Mariana Trench? Probably. It could have. It could have happened. Is it likely? Probably not. Well, actually, that's probably more likely than anything else.
Yeah.
But is it possible that we go to space? Absolutely not. There's no fucking way we're ever going to get to space. We've been to space. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's crazy shit that we've done.
Yeah. And like last time when we were talking about
I just feel like you can't rule out anything at this point.
like the rules of like afterlife and stuff like that, and you were just like, we're on a fucking rock just floating around in space, you know, getting orbited by another fucking rock, you know.
Did I say
like,
that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
like,
I do remember
it can definitely happen. Like I feel like a god or something like that could definitely happen.
But if you're like totally against everything I'm saying, and you're like pissed off about it, take that concept. Take the concept of us being on this giant rock that has a bit of water on it. We are flying through absolutely fucking nothing. We're in a vacuum. We're on a giant rock in a vacuum, flying
Getting
around
some
an even
hardcore
bigger rock
deja
that
vu.
has been set on fire by God knows what.
Yeah, getting some deja vu here.
Plus, we just got a picture of a black hole.
Right.
It looks like a glowing asshole that was taken from 50 miles away.
Or like a really dirty glory hole that came out of a nightclub.
Yeah. Or just a ring that's on fire that's out of focus. We could have gone there. I don't know why we didn't. But like,
Nope, we went the other way.
there's a giant ball of gas several 100,000 miles away with a giant ring on it. Like, you know what I'm saying? That doesn't make any sense. It has a rock ring and it's Saturn, in case you didn't know. But like, I feel like you can't rule anything out at this point.
But
It's insane.
it's still interesting to think
The
about
fact
different things.
that clouds in the sky, the fact that our clouds are in the sky or whatever, can hold rain and then release it and fucking produce lightning and shit, that makes no fucking sense when you
I
think
agree.
about it.
When we were learning about lightning, and it was just like, oh yeah, it's static electricity. It's the fucking clouds rubbing together and all that kind of stuff. I was like, aren't clouds just like water? How does electricity come out of water?
Throw as much science at me as you want about anything. It makes no sense to me that we're on a giant sphere flying through space. Why?
Like
Why the fuck?
it might be the truth, but it doesn't make any sense.
I had this was also from last night. I didn't write it down, but I'm glad this brought it up. I thought about this last night. And this was like a weird... Okay, have you ever been in a situation that just made you uncomfortable? Like, oh my God, why am I in this fucking situation? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, maybe you pissed your parents off and now everybody's mad at you. And you're like, fuck, why am I in this situation? I had the split second where I was able to think about, why am I even in this situation? But it was like me being in the universe. Like, just in this crazy thing of like, where I'm so isolated from everything out there. And there's obviously other planets that are same distance away in like habitable zones that could be Earths, right? Why am I in this situation?
Like, why are we here?
Mm-hmm. But I'm saying, like, I had the recollection of like, why am I in this situation? And like, I had the recollection of like, oh, why don't I just leave, or why don't I just wake up? Why don't I just escape this situation? I can't.
I know what you're talking about. That also has to do something with like deja vu moments, where you're like trying to change something in that deja vu moment because you know how it's gonna go.
Yeah.
You've already seen it, and then it's like, well, why don't I just do something different? And then it's like, well, oh, that is my deja vu that I did do something different, so I'll just do something different. And then you do that deja vu moments are like fucking creepy as hell.
I had deja vu a little bit ago when I uploaded that video, like the 2019 or whatever, it's like the bloopers or whatever. I uploaded that video, but I accidentally like made it live. It wasn't like a live video, but like I had it like ready to be live, but I canceled it. And then a couple months later, well, probably not a couple months, probably a couple weeks later, I went back to like delete, because it said that I had one more video on my channel than I would, you know what I'm saying? And it was because that live stream was recommended as a video. So instead of like having whatever, like 122 videos, I had 123. So I'm like, okay, let me delete that because I want to see the actual number, right? So I deleted that and I refreshed it and all my videos were gone. Every single one of them. And then I woke up. So it was a dream that I had.
Damn.
But that exact situation happened in real life. Not a few days later. I hadn't even made that video yet. That's what's creepy. I hadn't made that video, I hadn't made that cover yet. I might have been editing that video, but I hadn't made that cover of it yet.
And I hate how like some things in like deja
afterwards.
vu are like so vague and like, and then other parts of it are so vivid. You know what
But
I
that's
mean?
impossible. How can you predict the future? It's impossible.
Yeah.
We can't time travel. There's no such
But
thing.
yet we still do it, like, all the time.
Why the fuck does a plane fly? It makes no fucking sense. It's giant and made of metal. It should fucking fall.
Yeah.
Metal. I probably definitely just broke my phone. But it fall. Why? Nothing makes any sense. I
Yeah.
feel like you just... To rule everything out just because you're like, oh, well, it's been scientifically proven, that's just not fun, okay?
Right.
You're being boring, okay? Fuck you.
Yeah,
Using-
science definitely can't predict everything.
So does a God exist? Absolutely not. There's no fucking way. But at the same time, why not?
It could have fucking exist.
It makes no sense that there's a giant person who just made, like, all this shit. You know what I'm saying? Makes absolutely no sense. But then again, why the fuck are we on a giant rock flying through space around an even bigger ball of a giant campfire? We're on a rock flying around a giant campfire. That's literally what we're doing.
How?
And you want to rule out God. What's wrong with you?
It doesn't make any sense. Honestly, none of it does. Should I go back to law school?
I'm not afraid of the dark.
All right, hit us with another one.
It took me a minute. I'm like, what do you mean? You haven't been to law school. By the way, we quote Rhett and Link a lot.
Is that an hour and 7?
Yeah, it is.
Damn.
We should probably end it.
Well, the beginning was a little long.
Yeah.
Well, let's do one more.
Okay. So this one, I don't really understand this. Maybe you can elaborate. Can you really experience anything objectively?
Yes.
So, wait, here's a little description. Or do you want to just go off of it?
Let's go off of it.
Okay. Can you really experience anything objectively?
I think you can. I think
Alright,
you
you said
definitely
it.
can.
I just know that this right here, so I'm touching him, right? My finger's touching you. It's actually not. Because there's tiny little atoms and stuff like that that are just repelling each other, and that's
Right.
what I feel is touch.
Right.
So, can you
Well,
really...
I'm thinking of it as objectively.
I'm just saying, like,
as,
that's something to think about. Something to think about.
I think objectively as in, like, can you experience something that you haven't done before?
No, I don't think you can.
To me, like, and I feel like, okay, so say you really want to go skydiving.
Mm-hmm.
So you watch a video on it. Have you experienced it?
No.
Exactly. You cannot experience
Oh, I
that
thought you said you
objectively.
could.
No.
Okay.
No. Like, but there are some things that you can experience objectively. So, like,
Okay.
say you're in a situation with another person that's close to you or something like that, and you want to know how they feel.
Mm-hmm.
How I interpreted that question was, can you objectively take yourself out of your perspective and put yourself in theirs?
I don't think you can completely, though.
Not completely, but you can get a pretty good idea.
Yeah. From your own
Objectively,
experiences
exactly.
and stuff like that. But that's not objectively...
Right, speaking.
So I don't think you necessarily can.
So in
you.
a certain way, I think that you can objectively understand different things to a certain extent.
Somewhat.
Yes, to a certain extent. But when it comes to experiencing things like to a whole new level, no. You can't experience that objectively, like by not being there.
Let me ask you something. So if I took, let's just say, I don't know, however many thousands of years in the future when humans are more advanced, and you have like a little SD slot or whatever in the side of your head to keep it simple, and I just like put in and I upload a little memory of you climbing Mount Everest and summiting it and coming back down, and you have that whole experience. And I take the SD out, but you still have that memory, right? Did you experience it? Because in your mind you think you remember it, like, yeah, I was there, but it's someone else's memory.
That's creepy crazy. That's
So
like
did you
dreaming.
experience?
That's like dreaming.
Kind of, yeah.
Because have you ever had like a dream of like you like being somewhere where you haven't ever been before?
Mm-hmm.
And like it almost seems like it's real. That's weird.
So
like
somewhat.
that would
So
be-
you technically, your mind experienced it, but your body did not.
Right.
And literally, you didn't. Your mind never.
But it's from things that haven't happened yet.
Mm-hmm. Well, and that never will because that's not your memory, and
right.
you won't climb Everest.
But you
'cause
have,
already did.
but that you've already learned about and like seen, but haven't done yet.
So your brain hasn't even experienced the stress, but has the memory of the stress.
Right.
And your muscles
weird.
would have the experience of this. Well, they wouldn't have the experience, but they'd have the memory.
Right.
Your muscles don't have memory, but like you'd have the muscle memory,
Right.
which is not a real thing, but because your muscles don't have brains. But that's kind of weird. So no, I don't think that you can experience anything objectively.
To a certain extent, you can try.
Well, hang on. Let me read that question again. So can you really experience anything objectively? Unless you are in that situation and doing it yourself, no. Because like I could slap you right now and you just experience a slap. But like...
And then you saying like, oh, I just got slapped.
Mhm.
No, you didn't. You might have slapped me, but you didn't get slapped. So you can't objectively say that you've done that.
Yeah. Okay. That's kind of a weird one.
But like objectively experiencing something and objectively understanding something are two different things.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
It's
There
kind
you
of
go.
a weird thing.
Another conspiracy theory.
That one wasn't
solved.
That wasn't a. Well, these are like the unsolvable ones.
Well, we've solved it.
Yeah, we're 100%. This is 100% legit. Anything we say here. I really don't want to pick the mic.
Yeah, we should probably. I gotta go.
Solid ep.
Yeah.
Solid ep, dude. Yeah, so hopefully that was a bit random. Just
It
me
was really
spitting
random.
out some
But
thoughts.
I thought it was very productive between you and me.
I hate that you do that. You make me so
You wanna
uncomfortable all the
hug?
time. You want to hug, sweetheart?
It's therapy. No, but I think that was good. I like those conspiracy theories like
Yeah.
a lot, and those unsolvable questions.
And my little thoughts. I thought those were good. I'll try and think of more of those.
Yeah.
You too. All right. Well, we're gonna. This is the 13th episode.
Yeah, 13 hours.
No, not really. Yet.
Yeah.
Not quite. Mine was 40 minutes, because you weren't here.
Yeah, but
You
the
abandoned.
15 minutes and stuff like that.
Yeah, probably. So 60 hours of just content here for you. Yeah, I think we're gonna stop.
Goodbye,
Now-
folks.
Actually, that was kind of nice. Maybe we should
What?
start doing that. Just like a nice.
Goodbye, folks.
Can we do it together?
Yeah.
Goodbye,
Goodbye, folks.
See, no, let's do like a little Bob Ross thing. All right, I gotta appreciate everybody coming out and hanging out with us and enjoying some
Everybody
conspiracies with us.
having happy times, happy days, and happy lives.
This here, it's not. You probably can't see everything, but there is a man standing here, and it's not a happy tree. It's not a little happy tree. It's a
happy little man.
It's a happy Dan.
Happy man, happy Dan.
So we'll see you guys. Good greetings.
Goodbye, folks. We'll see you next
Goodbye,
time.
folks.
Just fucking wave at him.
I gotta tell you something, Robert.
What?
I fucked your wife.